Ladies and most gentlemen, today we're going to talk about patches. More specifically, let's talk about 8.1 and the future of Battle for Azeroth. Before we do that, let's take a second to thank our sponsor of this video. So the sponsor of this video is my Twitch channel. Yes, it is twitch.tv/MrGM. Yeah, we can't get sponsors on this channel because we don't have 100,000 subscribers. So yes, our sponsor today is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. Go check it out. Link is the first one in the description. And yeah, thanks twitch.tv/MrGM for the sponsor. I appreciate that. Twitch.tv/MrGM. So now that BFA has been out for a couple weeks and everyone's finally reached 120 and we're finally getting stuck into the first raid tier and other such content, a massive question still lingers over the entire expansion, and that is, what's next? Well, before I get into my speculation of how it's all going to go down, let's go back to BlizzCon 2017 and look at what game director Ian Hazzikostas actually said about what's coming next after G'huun and Uldir.
Now, this is the first raid. This is the High Maul, this is the Emerald Nightmare of this expansion. Now, following this, and I'm going to say even less about this raid, it might have occurred to you when Alex was up here earlier talking about the dark threats from the sea plaguing Kultiris. Well, we know a couple of dark threats from the sea, don't we? There are some that we have heard a lot from in Legion. You know, some Tidestone-related stuff. And so yes, before all is said and done in Battle for Azeroth, we'll be facing off Queen Azshara against Queen Azshara. So lots more story to tell on that front.
I actually completely forgot about this clip until recently. So in this clip, he's obviously saying that we'll be facing off against Queen Azshara at some point during this expansion. He actually ends this panel with an interesting line.
We have Crimson Red continent in the west, Royal Blue in the east, and a vast expanse of ocean in between. We as champions of the Alliance and the Horde will set out to explore islands, battle on war fronts, and uncover mysteries that threaten to undermine the very world beneath our feet. Because at the end of the day, does it matter who wins the Battle for Azeroth if there's nothing left for the victor to claim?
Mysteries that threaten to undermine the world beneath our feet, and it doesn't matter who wins the Battle for Azeroth if there's nothing left for the victor to claim. Now those two lines could possibly refer to the fact that during the faction war, Queen Azshara will finally rear her head and will more than likely end up having to work together to try and stop her. At least that's how I look at it. So Battle for Azeroth is actually the first time we've seen Queen Azshara in the flesh in her Naga form. She even got a brand new shiny model, which looks amazing. Now during the story of the expansion, she has most of her dealings with the Kultirans in Stormsong Valley. She's also seen in the Shrine of the Storms dungeon talking to Lord Stormsong before you face off against him. So like most people, I was actually expecting some sort of 8.1 announcement at this year's Gamescom over in Germany. Unfortunately, we didn't get that announcement, but what we did get was our first look at the backstory of Azshara and our first brief look at Nazjatar in the animated short Warbringers Azshara. Now, some of us enjoyed it more than others.
I am a god. Before you walked this land, I ruled.
But nonetheless, it was an incredible piece of animation and it was a great way to introduce the character to the wider WoW community. So why am I talking about this now, and what is that clickbait title all about? Well, during the development of Battle for Azeroth, a sneaky map name found its way into the game files. This map was called Nazjatar. So if you didn't know, Nazjatar is the capital of the Naga race and is built into the walls of the Maelstrom slightly to the right. This map here is from Chronicle Volume 1 and it gives you a better idea of its location in the wider world of WoW. It's interesting to note how Kultiris wasn't added to this map, but obviously its location is around about here. So there's quite a bit of information about Nazjatar in the book Lands of Mystery, but unfortunately this is now non-canon, so none of it would really be that accurate. But it's likely that the Warcraft team will take inspiration from this non-canon version of the zone for implementation of it in-game. Now looking at the actual map entry itself, the data for it on each line is almost identical for the data for the Broken Isles, which would indicate that Nazjatar would be a wider zone like a continent other than just a raid or a dungeon. I personally would like to see Nazjatar as a zone in a similar vein to the Broken Shore or a less cluttered Argus, with a raid and dungeon attached to it as well. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Lady Vash made a return as well in this content patch, as she's a major character in the story of the Naga, possibly even like a dungeon boss or something like that, similar to how they did the Magis's Terrace with Kel. It's also pretty much up in the air what the zone could actually look like. Some are saying it will be in a similar vein to Vashir, while others are saying that Nazjatar is simply just a sunken city of Azshara, which is the awesome looking city you see at the beginning of the Warbringers short before it's destroyed by the water. You can actually see a glimpse of Azshara in-game in the Well of Eternity dungeon in the Caverns of Time from Cataclysm in the background. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of an underwater former Night Elf city if it's done right. I know Vashir was definitely a controversial zone for some, but it's been nearly 8 years now, and I feel like the Warcraft team have probably learnt from that zone on what works and what doesn't work when dealing with an underwater zone. But we will see. It's also worth adding that the actual in-game map of Nazjatar is currently empty, which is heartbreaking, but it's expected. The map entry was probably added either by mistake or to get people talking and speculating like this video. We also have a few other clues of this content coming soon, with the inclusion of the Nazjatar Blood Serpent mount, which was added in Battle for Azeroth, along with a ton of references to the zone and Queen Azshara during the Stormsong story, and actually some of the Tortolan story in Zandalar. And that's pretty much it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on Nazjatar being added to the game after all of these years, and whether you'd like to see it as an entire zone with quests and story, or just a raid. Would love to know what you guys think. Also, if you have any more clues or evidence of this content coming soon, let me know down in the comment section. So before I go, let's give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are amazing. If you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video guys if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I also have a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and a merch store over on Streamlabs, which I've been adding stuff to all the time. I also now stream on twitch.tv/MrGM, so if you want to check that out, links to all of that is down in the description below this video. And with that, I'll see you next time.